Hi, beautiful souls. Today I'm sharing a little light on schooling in the fifth dimension and in the higher dimensions, the dimensions that are no longer of separation and duality. In the higher dimensions, in 5D and above, when a child goes to school, they do not sit in a classroom and get told what to learn. They do not get told this and that and everything else that you must be and learn. A child gets to choose exactly what they wish to learn. They're given opportunities to explore what it is they may not want to learn, because a young child, may not have any idea until somebody allows them the opportunity to explore. So they have kind of like a foundation, where the foundation year is very much sort of like, talking about history, different types of history, different eras of history, history of different places, countries, just lots of different histories. And we're going really far back with those histories, because it's not just the histories that people are being taught in mainstream stream schools right now. We're talking about, thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years ago, histories of not just this planet, but the multiverses. So they can learn a lot just about Sirius, for instance, or Andromeda Galaxy, whatever they want to learn. But these things are covered in the foundation. And because the foundation year, and I say year to assist in describing, because obviously all of the times collapse, so there are no times. That's a human construct. But just to give you an idea of what we would consider, so they're given like all of these wonderful opportunities to experience. And of course they learn so quickly, and they can read so quickly, because they don't read like we read, and they don't hear how we hear, and they all of it is coming from their heart, and they can literally just hold a book to their heart, and then they can feel into the story, the adventure, the history, the biology, the geography, whatever it is, to decide whether that's resonating with them. They can feel it all. Exactly. And of course, learning is a part of the joy. So whilst people can learn, and I say people, but the divine human can learn very quickly, it can also take its time and savor each mouthful, like you might with a chocolate. Some people can eat the chocolate very fast, or you can eat it really slowly and just really take your time over it. Well, so in that foundation year, they literally cover so much, cover loads and loads of different things. And they really develop a sort of feel for like, where's their passion? Because you see a lot of the time, children in the 3D, 4D experience do not have passion early on for a subject. Some do, and that's great, and that's really fortunate. But a lot and majority don't seem to have a real passion for certain subjects, or they really hate certain subjects. So once the child in 5D and above has sort of felt into what it is that they are really, really passionate about and would like to explore further, then they get to explore those things. Because you see, there's enough for everyone. There's no limitations. There is enough for everyone. We're in abundance, an abundance of all that we want to be, all that we are. And so every being, every child gets to choose exactly what it is they wish to explore. And as each child explores naturally exactly what they wish to explore, then they all come together and they share their experiences, and they share their wisdom, and they share their learning. So there's never like, oh gosh, you didn't do maths, so how are you going to be able to do this sum? I mean, that actually doesn't happen, but to give you an idea, for instance, let's say, oh, I really suddenly would like to know more about sea, but I didn't learn about the sea. But you learnt about the sea. What can you tell me? And then you're going to be learning off a fellow child or a young adult or an adult later on who's so passionate because that's what they've been dedicating themselves to, because they love it so much, and then you get infected by that passionate joy for that subject. It's always fresh and it's always exciting. Please tell me more about the tides. Oh gosh, oh, this is what happens. This is when it's slack. This is when it's high. This is when, you know, blah, blah, blah. This is what this means. This is what this wave pattern means. This is what this means when it's flat on the surface with these funny patterns. So it's coming. It's already happening, that there are children already being schooled in this manner, learning exactly what it is that they wish to learn, learning with ease and with grace and with great passion and enjoy and with light, and sharing what they learn with their fellow pupils when a fellow pupil is really interested, but also sharing stories of, oh, this is why I really love this, because that's another thing that the school children do in 5D and above. They get together and they share something really exciting that's happened to them, that they've learnt each day, and then that sort of also assists the whole group to go, wow, that's amazing, that's just so fun, that's so lovely. And then they just keep on birthing more and more possibilities and more excitement and joy for learning and growing. And this is a different kind of learning and growing than the learning and growing that happens here in the schooling systems here. This is so much more expansive. This is so much lighter. The amount of information, knowledge, wisdom is retained because there's so much joy involved. There's no pressure. There's no pushing. They don't need to do exams. They don't need to. It's not necessary. If they do things like that, it's only because it's a joy. They make it a joy. But it's a very different story from the ones that are taking place here, where everyone's sitting in a closed, stuffy classroom for 3 hours with a pen and paper and terrified. That's not what an exam's about. You see, that's very much separation. Like, who's the best? How well did you do? And you feel, you don't need to do all of that you see in the 5D, because you feel what feels good. When you employ somebody for services or exchange services, you don't say, look, give me a list of your credentials, can I see your certificates, and where have you got your degree? You don't do that. You feel their heart. You look into their eyes and you feel their heart. You connect with them. Is this person the person that should be sharing wisdom with me in this now? Back in the days when dedicated individuals would look for masters to assist them on their journeys, they never went up to their masters and say, oh, could you please show me your certificates and credentials? Masters don't have that. That's not what they do. They come to them because they feel it in their heart. They feel it in their heart that that person, that being, has something to assist them on their journey, and they love them before they even really know them in the now physical, but they know them through time and space and realities. They know that soul, and that soul they want to reconnect with, and they know that that soul is calling them. They're calling each other. They're all part of the same family. We're all part of the same family here on earth. But there are certain individuals amongst the collective that can really assist us more, because we have some galactic history with them, some connection, whether it be a resonance in our frequency, whatever it might be. We will be drawn to certain beings more than others, just as much as we may be drawn to certain plants more than others, because there are qualities within maybe those plants. You might be drawn very much to lavender this week. Lavender has teachings to share with you. Lavender wants to help you to feel calm and relaxed. So you don't need certificates. You don't need great lengthy letters beyond your name, because the new way of schooling and the new way of learning and developing is so much more loving and abundant and rich, opulent, each being thriving and flourishing in the fields that they love, in the fields that they are passionate about, in the fields that support them throughout their journey. And we all share our wisdom. We share our wisdom, and together we are strong because we all are very fine-tuned to our love. Do what you love, say what you love, be what you love, anchor in the love, shine the love, show the love, always about the love. Love what you do and do what you love. If you are learning right now, how passionate are you feeling about what you're learning? How can you take your learning to the next level? How can you up level where you are now? If you are learning something new, how can you make it more exciting and more enjoyable? Is there anything that you can omit and anything instead that you can bring forth into that learning? If there is something that you aren't liking, is it because your human ego is still activated and wanting to get in the way and create umbrage? Or is it because it's just not appealing, it's just not interesting, and you want something more? You first of all really have to let go of all of the stuff that you're not, and you really do have to be operating from your heart and your higher mind, so that you're not getting in the way of yourself. When you practice developing and learning, you become a more interesting being, and you are able to offer more light to the collective. I was watching a video yesterday with Vin, and he's just amazing at communication, and he was saying how sometimes he'll go up to somebody, or he might not, but you know, communications with others, and he may say like, how are you doing? And somebody might be really passionate, going, oh, this is what's going on for me right now, and I've just discovered that you know, this tree has got this amazing sap that's really great for healing, and this is how you can get that sap without harming the tree. And so the tree's sharing, and we're also like making ourselves better at the same time, and that this is where you harvest it. And you know, something is interesting to somebody and they're talking about it with a lot of passion, that's interesting, and they're always learning. As opposed to maybe going up to somebody and going, how are you doing? And they go, yeah, all right, yeah, same old, same old. And you listen to that and how boring that is. It's like when you send a message to somebody, or an email or a letter, and you know, you share what's going on, and then when they share, they just are empty sharers. And you just think, why would I want to place my energy there if they're not prepared to share, or if they're not prepared to push beyond and explore and discover what it is that is exciting and interesting to them? Learning and growing is fun. It's so fun to expand. It's so fun to experience this beautiful earth plane and all of the wonders here. And of course, it all starts when you're little, when you first go to school. And this is why the fifth dimensional schools and the schools of in the higher realms are so beautiful, because those little ones are learning exactly what it is that lights them up. They don't have to be put through all of the boring, boring stuff that we may have had to have been put through when we were little. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and ongoing learning and develop, of course, is beautiful in these higher realms, because it's just so, everything is there, it's so abundant. There's no waiting around and scuffing about. It's just there, easy, delightful, in flow, expansive, 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 like buds on a tree, blooming, blooming here, blooming there, blooming, just blooms, 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 fruits, 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 plentiful, bountiful, abundant. Life is sweet. We can make it sweet. We make it sweeter by how we choose to live, how committed we are to let go of all that we are not, and how we focus our energy and intention on how we live in this now. Bless you all. Thanks for watching. My name is ZsaZsa. If you like this video, share it, subscribe, comment, and do that if you feel called to do so. Thank you very much. Peace.